Hello, everybody. Welcome to another fantastic episode of Super Shares powered by Q. My name is Joe Marquez. I'm the Director of Academic Innovation for Q. And I just wanted to share with you a little tiny little, it's not really a hack, but it's a little workflow in order for you to send texts to your parents through your email. Now, I love Remind. Remind, it used to be called Remind 101. It's just straight up Remind. Remind is great because it allows us to connect with our parents whenever we need to through their cell phones. Now, contacting parents is like a company trying to advertise to people. They try to find the easiest and best way to do that. Now, when we're trying to contact parents, a lot of times we try to contact them through email. And it doesn't quite work because a lot of parents don't check their email, or they are using a different email for teachers. But they do check their text. Now, there's some great data that shows why texting is better than email. So advertising agencies look at how can we best connect with our customers. Teachers are looking at how can we best connect with our parents. And text messages are opened up at a read rate of 138% more than email. That's a 98% open rate on text messages compared to an 18% open rate on email. And 90% of all text messages are read within 3 minutes. Wouldn't we want our teachers, our parents, to read our emails within 3 minutes? Well, if we utilize this workflow, you will be able to contact parents through your email directly to their text without you needing any extra app or anything extra other than your email. So let me show you how we do this. Now, if you want to try this out, if you take a look down at the bottom, it shows you exactly what to do. If you go to this bit.ly/email to text form. If you fill this form out, I promise I won't give away your information. If you fill this form out, you'll be able to see how this works. Now, let me show you what this form looks like. So here's the form. I made this in Google Forms. And what you do is this. You just ask the parent, what's your first name? What's your last name? You know, very simple. You always do that on forms, right? But then we ask, what is your phone number? And if you look right here, pay close attention. I make sure that they understand the cadence. I ask the phone number, and the cadence has to be with the dashes, right? The area code, and then your 7-digit number with the dashes, or no dashes at all. So I show them the cadence they need to put in. I ask them, what is their phone carrier? Now, there's more phone carriers than you can possibly imagine. So I put the most common phone carriers here in California, but there's a list of all the different phone carriers from across the United States that I'll be giving you. What is your email? Of course. What is the best way to get information to you? Phone and text, email, or both? And then finally, here's the great one. What language do you want to be communicated with? Now, that is the key part, right? We want to make sure we're contacting our parents the best way possible, but also in the language that they are best to be utilizing. And so I have just, about 10 languages here, but there's so much more that Google can do. And I'm going to show you what that means. And then finally, a little section if the parents want to leave a comment. Again, if you want to try this out and you want to see what this looks like coming to you, just go to this bit.ly/email to text form, fill the form out, and please select either text or phone or both. Either select text or both. And then please make sure you're selecting a different language other than English, just so you see how easy that language comes through the email. So how do you do this? Well, there's a few different things that you absolutely need to do. And I've created a step-by-step guide for you that you can look at. So if you go to this bit.ly/email to text, and I'll go ahead and put that down here at the bottom, email to text. If you put that down there, you will be able to see how to create these all the way across. Now, let me show you what you are going to need. This is kind of like a food program. These are the ingredients you're going to need. So let me show you what you're going to need. So first off, you're going to need the example form. So I have an exact copy of this form available for you. So you don't have to recreate this form. If you click on this link, you'll automatically get a copy of this form. The next thing you need is the translation codes. So every single language in Google has a translation code, a 2-digit translation code. So we definitely need those. And then all the different phone carrier email codes. Every phone carrier has an email that's attached to your phone number. And if you attach that email to the end, if you send a text to that email, it'll automatically send a text to the phone. We're going to need formulas. And these formulas in our Google Sheets is going to be VLOOKUP and concatenate or consonate. And basically it just means merge together. And then finally, we need 2 add-ons, Copydown and Form Mule. Now that seems like a lot, but I'm going to walk you through this process. So here is your form that you get when people fill out your form. And we have to set some things up. So the first thing we have to set up is the translation code. Now, you'll see that I've added my phone codes. Remember I showed you that link to the phone codes? I added the phone codes as another sheet in my Google Sheets. And so they're all listed by company and then the SMS email designation. I've also provided you with every single language code that Google can convert to. Right? So column A tells you what the language is. Column B tells you the language code. So what do I need to do here? Well, I want the translation code. So when they typed in Spanish, I want the translation code for Spanish to pop up. Now that is where the VLOOKUP comes in. Now let me tell you what VLOOKUP does. It takes a word or a phrase and it uses a reference to search for that in column A, and it will spit out whatever the corresponding is in column B. So we're looking up vertically to associate a word with something else. So let me show you how we do this. So right under here, under translation code, I'm going to start typing in VLOOKUP. So always when you ever want to do a code in Google Sheets, you start with the equal sign. Now I'd start typing in VLOOKUP, and there it is. So the very first thing it's asking is, well, what column are we looking for? I'm looking for this right here, I2. I'm looking for this word. And then you put a comma. So the next thing, what is your range? Where am I going to find my references? That's where you come down here to languages. And it's going to be a long range, right? So I'm going to start here and I'm going to go all the way down to the bottom of this range. Again, the reason you're doing this is because Google is going to look up anything that references Spanish in column A and then put in whatever you want in column B. So you notice it's right there. Up here, I have it done. So now I put comma and it takes me back to my page. Now it says, now here's the big part, the index. So it's asking, once I've found Spanish, once I found the line for Spanish, which column do you want me to input for? Because you can have 50 columns along here. And the columns are labeled by letter, but just change them to number. So we want it to reference column B. It's looking for the Spanish in column A, and it's going to spit out the corresponding column B's. B is 2. So I'm going to put 2 right there. And this next question is basically saying, hey, you know what? If I find something close to Spanish, can I give it to you? And the answer is false. No, I don't want anything close to Spanish. I want Spanish. Now, there's a couple things we do have to do up here. Whenever you do a formula in Google Sheets, if I do another formula in the very next column, it loves to change these numbers. It loves to change A1 to A2 and B126 to B127. It loves to change those numbers. So in order to keep the range the same all the way down, I have to put the stay signal. And the stay signal is just the $sign. That's all it is. Stay signal is just the $sign. So you put it in front of the column. I don't want the column to change, and I do not want that to change. And I hit enter, and look what we get. Right over here, we get the translation code has been placed for every single one because of that VLOOKUP code. Now look, Spanish, it looks up Spanish, so it puts the translation code of ES. French, the translation code of FR. English, the translation code of EN. This translation code is key when we want to translate any message. The next thing we want to bring up is the phone code. So the phone code is identified in column F. So I'm going to go equals VLOOKUP. What's my reference column? F2. Where's my search range? What's under my phone codes? Right here. So I'm going to bring it all the way down. Right there. Now, what column do I want to look at? Well, the company is in A, so the code I wanted to bring in is in column B, which would be 2. Again, if you have another reference in column C, then you would put 3 if you wanted it to look that up. So you just have to look right there. This next one right here, again, if I find something close to what you're looking for, can we put it in? No, that's false. If it's close, I don't want it. I only want it if it's exact. Boom, we are there. So you see that. But once again, we have to make sure that we leave staying power here. We don't want these numbers to change for any reason. So I put the stay code in front of my column letter and my number. So stay right there. Now, what we're going to do here is we are going to just drag it all the way down. And there are all of my phone company emails. Now, in order to get the phone email, we have to merge the phone number, which is here in column E, and the phone code, which is over here in column L. So this is the easiest of all of the codes. And so this is what I'm going to put in. I'm going to put in equals. There's that consonant. Add strings together. And I want it to merge column F with column L. And it will bring those in. So F1, L, oh, sorry, F2, L2. There we go. And you see it put, oh, nope, wasn't F, it was E. There we go. So now we have the phone number with the actual thing. And then if you wanted to, you can just go right to your email and put that in, and it will send a text right to your parent right away. Nothing, I mean, it'd be super easy, but we want to make the auto translation. And notice I'm not putting the stay code here because I want it to change. Watch, if I drag it down, notice it changes from E2, L2 to E3, L3. I want it to change as it goes down. So now we have all of our codes in. They're all in. So we set it up. Now we want to knock it down. So I'm going to go over here to my add-ons, and I'm going to go into my form mule activity right here. Form mule right there. I'm going to go ahead and hit launch. Form mule allows you to send an email and merge all the different columns into a message that seems relatively personal. So I select the form where all of the responses are coming in. I want the trigger. I want the form to send on the trigger. So if as soon as the parent fills it out, it sends out the email. So now we have to do the template. We're going to have 3 templates because we asked, what is the best way to get a hold of you? Actually, sorry. We're going to have 2 templates. What is the best way to get a hold of you? Phone, text, or both, meaning email and text. So I'm going to have 2 templates. And we're going to send it for what's the best way to get a hold of you. And the first one's going to be both. So it'll send an email to their phone and their email. And then finally, phone text. I'm going to save those. And you notice a little bit off over to the side over here in the pale background, it's creating new columns that tell you when the email has been sent out. So now we want to edit the templates. So once we are in, let me show you what we do. We're going to be using things called tags. They're called merge tags. So who are we going to send the email to? This is where we bring in that phone email. Done right there. Look at that phone email. This was the one that said both. So I'm going to put a comma and then also their regular email. So the phone email and their regular email. Who are they going to reply to? Well, it's going to reply back to you. So I don't need to put anything there. And so subject, hello. That's why we ask for first name. Hello, whatever their first name is. This is Mr. Marquez. So that's our subject line. It's going to automatically bring in whatever their parent's first name is. And then here's the body. So now we can utilize all of these merge tags to make a personal message. Hello, first name. Now, whenever you hit the tag, it also brings in the column title. So I just delete the column title. Hello, first name. It is so great to hear from you. And then student's name. What is your student's name? So blank is doing great in class. Please let me know if you need anything. Cheers. So we're bringing in this personalized one. Now here's where the translation code, everybody, this is the big part. Here's where the translation code comes in, right? So we're down here. What is the translation code? It will automatically put the translation code that we put in and convert the email directly into that language. So watch, let me show you the save and preview. It's going to convert this. So look, hello, Joe. It's great to hear from you. Jobin is doing great in class. Please let me know if you need anything. Cheers. Hello, Joe. This is Mr. Marquez. And it's going to send the email here and here. So we see the save and preview works really well. Now I'm going to do template 2, exactly the same thing. And then who's it going to? This is the one that was just phone. Just phone. So I'm just going to put in the phone email. Done. Simple as that. And then finally, save and send all. Save and send all. Now let me show you what this looks like. It's fetching all of the emails. It's merging all of the things that you put in. Now look. Hello, Mr. Marquez. So this one, the translation code was Spanish. It gives the body in English that you wrote and then translates it into the language the parent chose. This one was French. Bonjour, Alex. So it translates everything for you. This one was Chinese. So now you can contact the parents in the language that they wanted to their phone, which they will statistically open 138% more than an email, and 90% likely to open it within 3 minutes of you sending it. Now you are getting a constant contact, a personalized message, and a translated personalized message right to your parents. Now I'm going to hit send now. I hit send now, and it's going to send out this to every single person that filled out this form. And the great thing is this. Here's the great thing. If they reply to you in their text, it will come to you in an email. Let me say this. Let me say this again. Because you've sent this out, because you sent this out via your email and you use the phone text code, it will go to their text. But when they reply to your text, it will go to your email. So now you can reply right back to them in that email. Super simple. And look, it shows you up here. It shows you right up here that it was sent out, and it will be in your email as a sent message. So if your school asks, are you communicating with your parents? How are you being accessible to your parents? You can go right to your send folder and show all the emails you sent out, but it's really going to the parent's phone. But we have to do one last thing. We have to make sure that as soon as a parent fills this form out, this code is copied down. Because right now, remember, I had to drag and drop each of these. We don't want to do that each time. So there's one last add-on you need to do before you send this to your parents, and this is just called Copydown. What Copydown does is it looks through your entire spreadsheet for any formulas that you have. And it asks, would you like me to implement these formulas on each new line? And the answer is yes. So I'm going to turn it on right here. And it found my formulas. And I'm going to hit save. So now these formulas are going to be copied down. So let me show you that this works. So I'm going to go into my form and fill it out. And just so you know, I'm going to go ahead and come in here and go, okay, my name is John Hopper. My student's name is Peter. Phone number is 555-555-1479. My phone carrier is Verizon. My email is johnhops@hops.co. I hope there's not an actual person like that. I'm going to say I just want the phone text to come through. I'm going to say that I speak French, and I'm going to hit submit. Because the parent filled that out, let's see if everything worked. So here's John Hopper with his son Peter or daughter Peter, Verizon Wireless, and the email. It automatically sees French, so translates code to French. It comes down here to Verizon, so it creates that email. And because I selected phone, it automatically merged for me. And that was automatically sent out to the parents. And again, here is the key to this. It sends the message from your email to your parents' text app. They reply via text, and you get it in your email. And your text that you sent with your email to their text automatically is translated into the language that they chose. How awesome is that? And some of you are saying, wow, that's a lot of work for a message. You set this up once and you can change the formula message for any reason and send it out without your parents filling out the form anymore. This can be your constant contact just by changing the formula message, and it will still automatically translate to their parents' language and will automatically send to their phone as a text, which once again will be statistically read within 3 minutes of receiving and be read 138% more than an email. Right now, in this time, now more than ever, we need to make sure we're constantly contacting our parents, keeping them in the loop, and giving them the information in a timely and easy to read manner. This is the way that we can do this. Now, if this seemed like a lot, I know it absolutely is. That is why, once again, that's why I've given you all the documents that you will need for this. I've already created an easy to copy example form that you can change and manipulate. I've given you all the translation codes on a sheet that you can copy and paste right into your Google Doc. sorry, into your Google Sheet. I've given you all the phone carrier codes, even more than what I used, because across the United States, there's different phone carriers. I've given you how to use the VLOOKUP and the consonate all in one, and the different add-ons that you would need to do this. And once you've set this up, you set it and forget it, just like those old Ronco commercials. But this is Joco, and I'm showing you how to do this because I think contacting parents is incredibly important, but also giving it to them in an easy to read manner based on the language they have chosen is an incredibly important thing as well. So again, I know that was a lot of information, but if you at all need any help setting this up, you have any further questions, please, please, please contact me. You see my contact information down there at Joe Marquez 70. You can definitely tweet me on the Twitters, or you can send me an email, Joe or jmarquez@q.org, and we can set up a time to chat if you find this to be something you're interested in. And there's a lot more funky formulas and crazy forms that you can do as well. We always love to share how to do those things also. And I do want you to say, I know you're working your butts off. You're working so hard. There's one more day this week, and many of us have one more week after this before we have a long-awaited break from our teaching duties. And I want you to make sure that you do take time during that break to take care of your family, hug your family, and take care of yourself, to find yourself again. And I also said, previously in my last Super Share, that now is the time to start your end of the year resolutions, because, an end of the year resolution, it doesn't take too long to get through, right? It's 1 month. A New Year resolution, you have 12 months to mess up, right? So sometimes a shorter time span will help us get into the mood to really kickstart our New Year's resolution. And you know what? It's going to be a long December, but maybe next year will be better than the last. But I know in your heart that you're doing everything you can to keep pushing through, to keep learning, and just to keep being the best darn teacher your students have ever experienced. Because just because the medium has changed doesn't mean our expertise has. And I know that you are an expert in your field, and you deserve all of the adulation and love coming your way, because you chose the greatest profession in the history of the world. So thank you so much for listening tonight. And again, if you have any questions on anything that we showed you, please definitely contact me. There's my Twitter handle right down there, and I'd love to chat up with you. So thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for being you. And thank you so much for spending your evening with me. Have yourself a wonderful, wonderful Thursday. Good night, everybody.